Hi everybody, this is Florence. Welcome to this video. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about my minimalistic sketching kit. So very recently, I decided I wanted to do a bit more plein air painting, and I started doing some urban sketching as well, and I really like it. So I wanted to find a solution to have my watercolor supplies in my bag to be able to paint more. And what I did in the beginning is that I was carrying my normal watercolor supplies in my handbag. So I had my A5 sketchbook, my metal palette, a set of travel brushes, some water brushes as well, a fountain pen, a collapsible cup, a glass spray bottle, and clips, and too many things. I really quickly realized it was too heavy. After 2 weekends with all my supplies in my handbag, I was feeling some strain in my shoulder, and I understood I had to come up with another solution and a lighter sketching kit. And this is exactly what I did. And after 5 days of carrying those supplies in my bag, I can tell you it is such an improvement. It is much lighter, and since I have that in my bag, I had the opportunity to do 2 quick sketches on the go. So I feel that I am painting more often since I have this little kit in my bag. I'm painting more often on location since I have this little kit in my bag. So I'm really happy about that. So now let's discover what is in this little kit. The first element, and probably one of the best improvements here, is the fact of buying this new sketchbook. So usually my favorite format to paint on is A5 landscape. So just a sheet in A5 landscape. And so this one is a A6 portrait sketchbook from Anne Muller. And the good thing about this format is that when you paint across a double spread, it is exactly the same format as if you were painting on an A5 landscape sheet of paper. So it means I can still paint on my favorite format. It is just that it is a double spread. But when you close your sketchbook, you have something that is much smaller and much lighter to carry in your bag. And so if you wish to paint more often on location, I would really recommend you to have a A6 sketchbook in your bag, because it is much lighter and much more portable than the A5 sketchbook. Then I also have this little pencil case with a zipper. So it is made of velvet, and it is very light as well and cute. And everything that is here fits inside of the pencil case. Then I have a set of Pentel water brushes. So they came together in a set, and there are 3 sizes. So there is a large, a medium, and a small. And I like using the 3 of them. Obviously, I prefer using the larger one, the large size, when I'm painting on my A5 sketchbook. But in this A6 sketchbook, I think the most convenient one is the medium-sized brush. But it is still nice to have this bigger brush if I want to paint bigger washes, like if I want to paint a sky or a river or a lake or something like that. It is still nice to have a bigger brush to do that. And the medium-sized brush is a brush that is convenient to paint about anything in a small sketchbook. And the fine nib here, the smaller size, is the one I use the least. but it is still convenient to have it if I want to paint very small details or very fine lines. So if I wanted to be even more minimalistic with my kit, I would only use the medium-sized brush. But because I like using the three of them and they are quite light to carry in my little pouch here, I carry the three of them. It took me a little while to get accustomed to those water brushes because there's a lot of water that is flowing out of the bristles. But once you get used to them, they're just fine. Then I also have a sweat wristband. So it's normally something you would use to play tennis. They came in a pack of 2, so I keep the other one in my larger kit and this one in the small kit. Then I also use a Pigma Micron 05 fine liner. Initially I wanted to use a fountain pen with platinum carbon ink because it is a more sustainable option because you can refill it obviously. But when I'm using my Asvine P30, which is a piston filler fountain pen with platinum carbon ink, I have the impression that the ink takes longer to dry than the ink from the Pigma Micron. The ink in Pigma Micron is a water-resistant ink like the platinum carbon ink. But this one is much quicker to dry. And it has happened with the other one that I was drawing and I would accidentally brush my hand against the paper and the ink was not really dry and it would spread the ink on the page, which is a bit annoying, you will agree. So I was wondering if it would be the same with the Lamy Safari with the fine nib, because I see so many people having the Lamy Safari in their kit. But if the result is the same as with my Asvine, then there is no point in buying a Lamy Safari. So if you have already tried and compared the Lamy Safari with carbon platinum ink and the Pigma Microns, I would be really interested that you comment in the section below to tell me if they are similar or if it takes longer to dry with a fountain pen. The next element in this kit is this HB pencil. So this is just a regular school pencil, but I really like it because I can achieve very soft lines with it. It is a very light gray, and this seemed to disappear when the watercolor is done, which is not necessarily always the case when I'm using a mechanical pencil. And even the Faber-Castell mechanical pencil that is more expensive. So in the end, I end up preferring this very simple and cheap pencil. And it is a good thing because if I lose it, it is very easy to replace. The next thing is this plastic Staedtler eraser. So it's a small one. I really like those erasers because they are very soft on the paper and they erase very well. Then I have 3 clips. So I have a nylon clip like this. I have a paper clip. So I'm not using this paper clip to clip the paper. Actually, I'm using it to keep my palette at a certain angle. So I will demonstrate that at the end of the video because I will show you my setup. And I use this clip that is a bit bulky, but normally it's a clip to hold clothes to dry. But what I like about it is that it has a strong grip here, and I can use it to be a brush holder. I can put my water brushes like this on the side, and that is quite convenient. The last element of this sketching kit is my palette. So this is a palette that was made by my husband with his 3D printer. but the sort of latch here broke, so I used an elastic to keep it closed. And I took some tower paper in there, so when I'm painting I use the elastic like a thumb ring to keep my towel paper very accessible. So this little palette is inspired from the Art Toolkit palette, but obviously it is all made of plastic, so I cannot clip it on magnetic clips because it is not made of metal. Though I'm not sure it is a very good idea to keep some magnets at all time in your handbag, because if you've got a credit card, magnets and credit card do not work very well together. So be very careful if you carry magnets in your bag and you have your credit card. So obviously, yes, this is not magnetic, so it is a bit less handy to attach it to the sketchbook. But because the pans are made of plastic, it means that they do not rust. Like the Art Toolkit palette, I can change the layout of the pans. I can choose the size I want to use, because my husband prints them for me, so he can do anything I ask him, basically. The mixing area is just a bit of paper that I laminated and attached to the palette with a bit of glue tack. So if you want to do your own DIY palette and you want a white mixing area, it works just fine, and it is very inexpensive. When it is a bit dirty, you can just spritz a bit of water on the laminated paper and clean with a bit of towel paper, and it's white again. And when it will be a bit too damaged, you can remove it very quickly and cut another piece in the sheet of paper you laminated and replace everything. And it's very cheap and easy. So the only downside of this palette that he made for me is that the flap doesn't hold flat. So I found a little fix for that. I use a paper clip that I fold this way, and I tuck it in here like that, and then it holds pretty much flat. So I was really tempted to buy the Art Toolkit palette because it is magnetic, but I read that some people were complaining about the pans and the fact that they were rusting, and we all know that the Art Toolkit is an expensive palette, and if I were to buy this and my pans would rust and affect the quality of my pigments, I would be really pissed off. So knowing that I have this for free, I wonder if it's really worth it getting the Art Toolkit palette. So just tell me in the comments if you have it. Do you have any rust problem, any rust issue with the Art Toolkit? I'm really curious about it. So now I'm going to demonstrate the way I assemble everything. So first I would put my wristband, and then I can tuck my pencil and my pen in the wristband to keep them very accessible. Sorry, I have the hiccup. Then I would put my little elastic, like a thumb ring, around my thumb, like that. I would open my sketchbook, and what I did for this double spread is that I put my palette between this page and the next page, right above the edge of the mixing area, and I secured everything with this clip here. Then I used the other black clip to clip the other side, like this. And I can put my water brush in here if I want to, and everything is ready to draw and paint. So if I want to open my brush, I can open it quickly like this and paint and clean my brush and paint again. And if I want to remove a bit of paint on my paper with my towel paper, I can do that and do that, or I can clean my mixing area and put it back here very easily, sorry. And yeah, that's it. So that's a very convenient little set. It is very lightweight. Even if I broke my wrist a few years ago, it doesn't put any strain on it. It feels very light and very comfortable to use. So I'm going to show you what are the paints that are inside of this little palette. So I've done a mini swatch of them on the first page. So I've got some yellow ochre, burnt sienna, burnt umber, indigo, cobalt blue, French ultramarine, buff titanium, perylene violet, perylene green, phthalo blue-green shade, Hansa yellow light, new gamboge, quinacridone pink, and pearl scarlet. All these pigments are from Daniel Smith, except from the perylene violet that is from Schminke. So all in all, it is a very nice little set, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. Feel free to comment and give your opinion about the water supplies I'm using in this little kit. Also, feel free to give me your opinion about the Lamy Safari and the Art Toolkit palette, because I'm very curious about them. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe, because this is a very new channel, and if you want to support what I'm doing, you can comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for being with me, and I hope you enjoyed this moment with me, and I hope to see you soon in another video. Bye!